Shoptalk.
Oh, 30.
8.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Good old agua.
Good old agua. All right. Today we're coming to you from
Your backyard.
my backyard. The great outdoors.
The
Behind
great
us,
outdoors.
you may see some deer go by. How cool would that be?
That's pretty cool, yeah. Oh, hey, Bambi.
Why are we doing it outside?
I think because it's nice out.
Yeah, it is
Although
nice.
there are a few black flies right now that we're sitting
That's
down
interesting,
under the
the
tree.
black flies and the mosquitoes are. Yeah. So we may be swatting things. That's the nature of living in Northern Ontario. And today we're going to be talking about
How to hone in on something.
on what you're good at.
Whether
Like
it's
finding something to be
it doesn't have to be
focused
entirely
on.
to guitar, relating to guitar making.
No.
Right? It could be anything in life.
Yeah, it really could.
But yeah, it's something that we've sort of come to learn over the years, right? As we've
I don't know. I think I'm still learning it.
something that I've kind of come to learn over the past few years. I don't know.
I don't know if I've learned it yet.
No, really, it's about focusing on something and putting your energy and time towards something that you're passionate about.
Yeah. So to put it into perspective, I turned 50 this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just realized I've got limited time in which I can keep learning stuff that's going to be useful to me. So I really need to focus on what is important to me.
And to put it in perspective, I now have a son, so I have limited time.
This is true.
I have limited time, and I have to, I guess, really decide what I want to do with my time.
Yeah. And like if you're talking about like what are we, what kind of side things are we talking about? Well, you could be as diverse as like you're not making it as a guitar builder right now. So you think, well, what about if I just get my teaching certificate? Do substitute teaching
On the side.
on the side.
Well, guess what? If you substitute teach on the side, you're
You're going to be a
very
substitute
unlikely
teacher.
to be a successful full-time guitar maker.
You know what you're going to be?
A
A substitute teacher
Yeah.
who has a hobby making guitars and spends way too much money
Yeah.
building guitars.
Right.
I know.
How would you? No, never mind.
How would I know? I've been there. I've been there. Sorry, my voice went up. I am
But it's true.
there.
Every successful guitar maker has made it to a point in their life where they decided they need to do it full time and they need to put their energy into it.
Yeah. How do you make it as a guitar builder? We've already talked about this before, but one of the big things is you have to decide, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let the economy, my, who are those people that are supposed to help you?
Sales?
No. The people who,
Investors?
no, relatives.
Oh,
Relatives like discourage me or, you know how it is
Yeah.
when people are like, they just want to
true.
see you be successful. And then they think, oh, you're not doing it in guitar building. Here's something else you can do. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I've seen it to other people.
Well, yeah. I think I've been pretty fortunate that my family's always supported me doing what I want to do.
They watch these videos.
Not me turning into it. Yeah. But they haven't said, okay, you should go to school to be a doctor
No.
because you need a stable job.
Well, and because
Which-
you couldn't actually.
I have a pretty stable job now. No.
Also, you probably couldn't have passed the doctor school stuff. Like when you're
Ouch.
stressed out flat on the floor.
Oh, you mean passing out? Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be. Okay.
Yeah.
Cutting the main art. Oh.
We're talking about blood today. This is a problem. Both of us are passer outers, so if one of us cuts our finger in the shop,
Maybe one of our wives will find us. in a couple
we're
days.
gonna be stressed out on the floor.
Anyways, but
Yeah.
if you're a guitar maker, even if you're a guitar maker and you're doing woodworking things on the side,
Okay, yeah. So the getting the job thing though, is that totally like, is there a place to get a job?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it multiple times. Like
Right.
getting a part-time job and then working part-time on guitars so that there's some stability. But I wouldn't be where I am now if I did that. And
I think 90% of the people who have thought that way, and if you're one of those people and you've actually been successful, please let us know. End up being whatever,
yeah, right.
not a guitar maker.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's going to happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just stubborn like that, eh? But successful guitar makers are stubborn people, I think.
I think they have to be.
Or they just
Can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They keep coming back to building guitars.
Yeah.
You know, I do think there is a place for you to go get a job, try and get one in the field a little bit.
Yeah.
So we were listening to Retrograde talk on the
Luther on Luther
yeah.
Podcast with Michael Bastian.
Yeah, with Michael somebody. And he got a job like doing finishing, like for years as he started to learn how to build guitars, and you know, like that's
You're still in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even getting a job with a woodworker.
You're still working on those skills that develop your guitar making.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Whereas
but you're not working on your brand.
No, but that's fine. Like I'm saying, like if you do that, don't even think about you're starting your brand yet.
Right. Yeah. You're just
honing your skills.
experience.
It's part of your university. It's your schooling and prep for it, and of course, hopefully you're saving up money. Like I think there is a place for that.
Yeah, it makes total sense, especially in the beginning of your career. Oh, well, obviously, I guess.
Yeah, but can you imagine if you were to be able to work, like basically setting aside money for most, for the first, 5-10 years as you're struggling to build your brand?
Yeah.
20 years? I don't know if you can save that much money. Hopefully, you can get going in less than 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think there is that place, to get a job.
Yeah.
Or like what I'm doing right now. Which is working my job with the plan to have in a couple years to be done that and then totally focused on this.
Yeah, but and this can actually be applied to your building style too, I think, because it's very easy. Let's talk about woods. It's very easy to look at all the woods out there and say, wow, I want to try this wood and that one.
Right.
No. Well, if you diversify too much, it's going to be hard to make conclusions like when you're building of like what you're doing and how your guitars are changing over time. Now wood is just like one example, but your style too, being a guitar maker is being an artist, I believe, but it's also a business, so you do need a brand.
A lot
of
artists are also like
business.
some of the photographers and painters. I like following them on Instagram, and they're building their brand and they're showing. Like I saw one lady just showed her paintings, over the years and how her prices have gone up, and I'm thinking it's just like building guitars, as she's gotten stronger and
but she's worked
built
on
the brand.
I bet you she's been working on. She has a style, a recognizable style. So she
does realistic animals, but in a way she was even showing how her style has evolved. But she had a kid, so I don't know how that's going to affect things. Yeah, definitely. Even recently, we've been looking at focusing on a type of guitar you want to build.
Yeah.
Like you think about the guy that you learned from, Sergey.
Yeah.
He built basically classical guitars, right?
And he's one of the few guitar makers that's well known in the acoustic steel string world and the classical world.
Oh, okay.
But he was for a long time, I think, mainly classical.
Yeah. So you build your name.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to show I can do everything.
Yeah.
Show you can do something really well.
Yeah.
Let those people find you. find something that you really love and do that. And then if you really want to, then you can spread out after that.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that's a better way of doing it.
Like start with one model,
Yeah.
build a bunch of them, and
Yeah.
then add a model to the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like do 6 and then make everyone different.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, look at your acoustic guitar career.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Oh yeah.
Now, the fun thing about some of that, though, is while you're early on, is you get to try a few things and discover what you really like.
Yeah.
You know.
And you pretty much have to go through that.
I think so. I think there has to be a little
Yeah.
bit of growth in
Yeah.
that area. But if you could find something right away, if you happen to be somebody who's like, I like this style, I like that look right now, and then just focus on that. And later, as you get tired of that, then maybe you could start diversifying.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and none of this is gonna come without time and dedication.
No.
Like you
Yeah.
can't just have the knowledge and then build the world's best guitars. Right? You can have knowledge definitely helps a lot.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't made, a bunch of guitars, but just doing it, you learn so much more, and you get better at the processes, and you start to, I guess, decide what you like as your aesthetic.
And we say the first time you do it, it's always going to be a little bit crappy.
Yeah.
And anything that I've done.
For example, oh yeah.
What?
Oh. I said I was gonna give an example of me, of something crappy that I did, but let's talk about what you.
You mean?
No,
you
the
mean
hedge that I'm finishing right now.
No, I was gonna say like the first, the sunburst that I've done, and
Yeah.
now I had to redo that one.
Right.
And this third time, I feel like I've already caught a few things that have made this one better than the first two.
Yeah.
That's just only after 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to learn how to do a what's it called? Glossy finish. And we're not talking about a beginner's, like you're not satisfied with a beginner's approach to glossy. You want the glossy that the pros are going to give you.
Yeah.
But you want to produce that.
Yeah, on my first time.
And your first time.
Well, that's
And
how many
I
times have
happened to
sanded
bring
off
up
the thing?
a guitar that I own by a well-known luthier who was very happily sold me this guitar as if it was done and dusted. And I checked the headstock on that. Same scratches.
Well, scratches. It's not like that. It's like really fine. Yeah, I guess it's scratches.
Same
really
fine, scratches that I have never seen and noticed until I looked. But it's the same one. And yet,
now I'm trying to
yeah,
figure out how to get rid of those. Yeah.
because we get better.
Yeah.
But
And our
sometimes-
standards get higher.
Yeah.
That's another thing, I guess, that comes with practice is your standards get higher. You notice, well,
you now have
you,
something to compare it against.
yeah, or you know how to put binding on a guitar
Right.
now, so you're not focusing on how to
Yeah.
put the binding on.
Or you've played your guitar, and as you've been playing, you've looked down enough times, and you notice this little piece of binding didn't get pulled down by the tape as much, and there's a little gap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's my first Ember series.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see I did not pull that
Yeah.
tape. I did not for that binding. I mean, there is always that growth period, but where some things you'll start to notice it
Yeah.
better as time goes on.
Yeah.
You
And you
know.
have to go through it.
You have to go through it. It's like they say that in order to be able to understand that something is counterfeit, the best thing to study is the real thing.
Oh yeah.
And you get so familiar with it.
Right.
Okay, so the more times you
And
do
red
something and
flags,
you
yeah.
see it done right, then the more you'll see the mistakes you're making as
Right.
you're doing it. So,
Yeah.
same concept.
Yeah. And the what is it? 10,000 hours.
Yeah, in the 10,000
That's
hours. Whatever.
that doesn't apply to guitar making. It's different.
Yeah, it's more like 20,000. Because it takes you
Well, no, it's
so
10,000
long
hours on each
on one
thing.
guitar.
No, on each thing. It's 10,000 hours of binding.
Oh.
10,000 hours of carving braces. 10,000 hours.
Uh,
So maybe someday we'll Well,
Actually, does carbon braces really matter that much? I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. It's on the inside. Nobody
It's on the
sees that.
inside. Nobody sees it. Okay, so this is like we've been talking about, like the job, and then what about you're building a guitar,
Yeah.
brand, and you have extra wood around.
Yeah.
What could you do with this wood? And some skills that you've picked up.
Uh-huh.
What kind of things could you do? Could you make, for example, let's say you were doing some wood burning on some of your guitars,
Yeah.
and you're getting good at it, plus you already had those skills anyway. You had extra pieces of wood around.
Yeah.
Could you maybe start doing that and trying to sell that on the side?
Yes, for sure.
Why not? Oh, what about cutting boards?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, cutting boards, I think, is a really popular one.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's got scraps of wood. They think, what about cutting boards?
Yeah.
How many people are still doing it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cutting boards are harder than you think to do regularly.
Yeah.
What about guitar stands?
I like how you're bringing up all the things that I've done.
Yeah. Knife blocks.
Knife blocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with magnets in it, which we just hung the jigs for.
Yeah.
What's the problem with all those things?
Well, we could figure out the hourly wage if you're making
Yeah.
them, and then compare it to an hourly wage as a guitar maker. I know an hourly wage as a guitar maker is not very great.
No.
An hourly wage as an artist of some other type isn't very great either.
Yeah.
But even if you're making less money being a guitar maker,
Yep.
you're working on
Your craft.
your craft.
Yep.
You're developing your...
But you could say that you
Skills.
are on some of the other stuff as well.
Yeah, and there is... Yeah, I think there is something to be said for
Yes.
doing other things, but just not pursuing them as a career. So like...
But the problem is, you say that, but I'm actually going to say no. Like, I got a book on box building. Thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
I could spend all my time in the shop just working on that skill.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why won't I let somebody who's a box builder do that?
Right.
Or a
yeah.
general woodworker who's good at like doing multiple things like that? Why don't I let them do those kind of things?
Yeah.
I still have to learn how to build a guitar.
Yeah. At this point, I totally agree with you, but I did learn a lot about guitar making by doing other things,
Yeah, but
like physics and stuff, which I don't know.
you could have learned about it doing guitar building.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, I guess. I suppose.
You know what I'm saying? Like we did spend a while like building the stands business, and honestly, if I had to do it again, I would have just taken that time and
Built guitars.
built electric guitars.
Yeah.
I would have learned the same skills. I could argue I learned the skills, and I did.
Yeah.
But I could have learned those same skills and had the guitars finished
Right.
now,
Yeah.
instead of like for 3 summers or 2 summers.
I don't know.
I built a lot of stands for, yeah, and they were beautiful, but
And now carving a neck is so easy.
yeah, it's true. Just imagine had I carved that many necks, though.
Yeah, you'd be able to make a guitar stand and like
Yeah.
that.
I just think, why am I focused on that? And that's why we gave up that business, is because, and sold that business because,
and
like,
other reasons, but
yeah,
we're working on it.
but because of the time, though, like, you just have to be more focused with your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't make a lot of money unless you really want to get into it and build a brand. You're not going to make money from knife blocks.
Actually, if you had a CNC machine, you probably could, if you were able to find the market. Anyways,
Right.
that's another,
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
I might change this on the next Shop Talk. Yeah.
Next Shop Talk. Why we quit guitar making.
What you can do with a CNC machine and how we're making millions.
Oh, yeah. How we made 6 digits in our first month.
With
Clickbait.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. 6
That's
digits.
actually not a bad idea.
We could do 6 digits and just say that
Sell
we
something
put-
to a Turkish person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking just move the decimal or like add.
Oh.
thousands
Oh,
of
right,
dollars.
yeah. Thousands and thousands of cents. 100,000 cents.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, actually, that would be good. Yeah. So that's focusing.
Yeah, we only have so much time.
Yeah.
Just use it wisely.
And so, why did we decide to do it outside? We said it because it was
I
nice.
guess because we don't want to spend
Because
all of our time.
Here is the thing. If you spend all your time focused on one thing,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it becomes unhealthy after a while.
Oh, definitely.
And I think I'm realizing for myself, one of the biggest ways I can bring my mental health and even my physical health up again is to spend a little time
In nature.
just out here, like the fern over there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gorgeous. Like, it just makes me happy.
I was hugging it earlier.
Probably was. He thinks it's a tree. But you know, like, it is important still in all that we're saying to take some time to go out and spend time, of course, with your family, with your friends, if you have any. I doubt it. They're probably guitar builders. But just in nature.
Yeah, and I like to think of Jason Costel here because he, his work week, or like the way he designs his work schedule is really neat because he does. I think it's 2 weeks on, 1 week off.
No, cool.
And he'll travel. He'll
Yeah.
take that 1 week, and then
That's what I like. Good job,
Jason.
Jason.
What he says is he by doing that, he's really excited to get back into the shop.
Yeah.
After his week off.
Yeah.
And it keeps him inspired, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
We just need to. If we're stuck in the workshop by ourselves, you know, in our own heads all the time,
Yeah.
you can kind of lose track of why you
Yeah.
really enjoy doing it, or like the rest of life. You need to be able to be happy outside of the shop too.
And I find for us as well, I mean, part of the reason we love guitar building is we like that connection with
The natural materials.
the natural materials.
Yeah.
Like, there's a little bit of that. I just love it.
Yeah.
I love nature. I'm not as crazy about wood as you are. Like, it's trees, like going, oh, I know that tree, I know that tree. But I like to be in it. I like to watch it grow. I love to smell it, feel it, taste it. Maybe not taste it.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons I was thinking, let's do this outside.
Yeah.
You know? And look at the sunlight is coming through back there.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
So romantic.
Yeah. It's awesome. And this tree here, this is an example of what happens if you're a guitar builder. Okay? An ice storm has come and broken it down, knocked another tree down on top of it, and yet still it's producing fruit. There's still apples going to be coming up on here.
It's still good. You can't cut that down.
No. And that's what it's like being a guitar builder.
Well,
People were going to knock you down. You're going to have economy, like, you're not going to sell.
But still, you have to bear fruit.
But still, you need to make good, solid guitars.
Or else somebody will come
Otherwise-
around and
Yeah, otherwise you're done.
Yeah.
You're no longer...
turn you into like
You're no
barbecue
longer an apple
smoking
tree.
chips or something.
Yeah. Like,
I know.
an apple tree that doesn't produce apples is no longer an apple tree.
Is it?
I don't know. That's another... Maybe that's a bad analogy, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, focus and have fun. And take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I
Always.
think that's it. I get distracted out here. It's just so gorgeous right now. There is a lot of apples up there. Yeah, is that it? Is that
I think that's
anything
it.
you wanted to
I
add
think
to that?
that's it. No, I think that's good.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching.
yeah.
And
Cheers.
I'm getting philosophical with us at the end there. And we'll see you next week.
We will.
Adios.
Unless I take next week off and go traveling.
Oh. Maybe we can do a shop talk from, I don't know, somewhere cool like Costa Rica.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Cheers.
Bye.